Hello all you movie fans and the fanatics out there, it's your boy McLeese Movies, back at it with another video, and today, in honor of it being close to the end of the year and the end of 2025, and the end of 2025 movies, I have done my due diligence to put together two lists. My top 20 movies of the year, top 20 movies of the year list, and my top 20 honorable mentions movies of the year that didn't quite crack my top 20. Every single year I go through all the movies I watched. I've seen about 87, 88 movies this year. So I took those movies, put them in the two lists, my top 20 and my top 20 honorable. I'll go over both lists in this video. Instead of breaking it up into two videos, I'm going to make one long video. The reason I'm doing this because I have a really busy work week starting tomorrow through Thursday, so I won't really have time to sit down and make videos. And since I'm off today, I decided to give you guys 4 videos, 3 reviews, and this video, so you guys have content to watch, because I haven't uploaded in a short time. So I'm trying to keep my momentum going with viewership, which I cannot thank all of you enough for viewing, liking, commenting on my videos. It means so much to me. I started this channel a year ago, last year, at my mom's house. Now sitting here, 24 subscribers, over 80 videos. My biggest review has 173 reviews, my Shelby Oaks review. I cannot thank you all enough. On my channel right now, I have Predator, about to go up after I do this video. Prey is up now, and The Running Man, the Edgar Wright movie. Those 2 reviews are up now. I'll have 2 more out before I go to bed tonight, so you guys will have content. And make sure you guys stay tuned, because I do plan on posting a lot more after the week is up, when I'm not slammed with work. But with that being said, we're going to start with my top 20 honorable mention movies, the 20 movies that just missed out on my top 20. I will go 20 to 1. And no, this is typically no particular order, because I switch these around a lot. Just trust me. My list now to the end of December will be different. Now I will try to post my review video on December 31st like I did last year. I tried to do it before the ball drops. So stay tuned. I will be trying to do that. I'm trying to come up with my 20 worst movies of the year list, but I haven't seen enough movies. And every movie I've seen this year out of the 84, they've been pretty good. And according to this list, I've had 40 movies that have been really good, that made my top 20, and 20 movies that didn't really do that well to make my top 20, but still really good in my opinion. So that being said, my number 20, my honorable mention list is Karate Kid Legends. Now this was originally in my top 20 of the year list, so back when I watched it, but I've seen a lot of movies since June, the last time I made my list, which is kind of neglectful on me, but it is what it is. Karate Kid Legends follows the prequel to the original Karate Kid movie. Sequel. It's a future competitor training to be a Karate Kid and training under the original Karate Kid. So it's definitely was a fun movie. Follows some of the characters from the Karate Kid TV show, Cobra Kai. I feel it was fun. The action scenes were good. The soundtrack was fun. Some parts were kind of slow. I kind of felt like the back half of the movie kind of slowed down for me right after like the middle of the second act. It kind of fell off a little bit for me, which is why it didn't really crack my top 20. But it was on there originally. But it's number 20 because I felt like it wasn't that good in terms of pacing. It was kind of like slow but fast, but slow and quick, and it was kind of pacing was off, and I just didn't really like it that much. So that's why it's number 20 on my list. Number 19 is A24's Bring Her Back. This was also originally on my top 20 list, but it unfortunately got knocked off of it based on what I thought was better to put in my top 20 list this year. Bring Her Back follows a brother and sister that go into foster care because their mother is non-existent and their dad ends up dying, slipping in the shower and knocking his head off. So they go into foster care, but the mother of the kids, the foster mom, thinks the blind sister is like her daughter, and it's like a cult kind of. She learns the teachings of a cult about reviving her daughter, her dead daughter, in the body of the sister, and it's a devolving psychological fuckery of a movie that's so good. If you guys haven't watched Bring It Back yet, I highly suggest it. It was such a good movie. A24 had a great year this year. They had Bring It Back, they had The Materialist, and so much more. A24 is an amazing company. I cannot wait to see what they have coming up. Obviously with Talk to Me Too, and a lot with a lot of other movies, so definitely excited for that. Number 18 is September 5. Now this was a weird movie because it came out last year, but it also had a 2025 release. But I was unfortunately working during the time frame that it was in theaters, so I couldn't actually go and watch it because it was only one showtime and it was in the middle of my shift. So I didn't find time to watch it. So I ended up watching it on Paramount Plus here, and it was definitely a fun movie. It follows the real-life true story of the Olympics in September 5th, about a hostage situation outside of the NBC news station building, and they cover the hostage situation instead of the Olympics, and it follows the hostage situation going bad, and NBC trying to get front of the news and get to the bottom of it to save the innocent lives of the Olympic athletes. It was a intense story. It was jaw-dropping. It was tense. I felt the tension through my TV screen. I loved it. I have the poster up in my room as we speak. Definitely love September 5. I really wish I had the opportunity to watch it in theaters, but I would definitely be rewatching it in the future, and hopefully getting some more people on September 5. Like I said, I highly recommend it. It's on Paramount Plus right now. So go watch it. If you're looking for based on a real life true story, high intense film, September 5, I think it's the right movie for you. Number 17 is Last Breath. It follows Woody Harrelson, Simu Liu, and their other co-star that are scuba divers that do deep sea oil repairs, but the bell gets knocked loose and one of the scuba divers gets knocked and thrown back into the dark depths of the ocean with no one and nothing to see where he's going, and it's a fight against time for him to die. It was intense, claustrophobic, and Simu Liu and Woody Harrelson did an amazing performance. I really recommend Last Breath. I tried to have my best friend watch it with me in theaters, but he does not like the ocean, the depths of the ocean, so I went in, was only watching a few trailers, and I had a blast with it. The poster is also up in my room too, with the Bring It Back poster as well. So I definitely, Last Breath was a great movie. I definitely highly enjoyed it. I definitely will be rewatching it again, and hopefully having him watch it as well, if I can convince him otherwise that he's going to enjoy it if he watches it. Number 16 is The Black Bag. It follows husband and wife. The wife holds a secret because she's a spy, and the husband has to figure out what his wife's trying to do, and it devolves into this spy thriller psychological torment of the people around them for trying to figure out who took the black bag and who has the vital information. I watched this in the theaters. I had a good time with it. I have the poster too. I took it down, unfortunately, because I put up a different poster. So I kind of switched my posters to horror movies, and this doesn't really fit horror movie and the spooky October vibe. But definitely enjoyed it. I definitely had a fun time with it. I do plan on rewatching it eventually. Definitely one for the year of this wasn't good enough to make my top 20, unfortunately. So, which is why it's on my top 20 list. My honorable mentions list, excuse me. Number 15 is A Working Man. Following Jason Statham as a working man when his boss's daughter gets kidnapped going to a party, and he has to hunt her down just by using the information of tracking, and devolves into him murdering everybody in his pathway to get the daughter back. Now, Jason Statham seems to have the same type of movie roles, that he does some type of job, someone gets kidnapped and he has to save them, like the beekeeper, the working man, I don't even know, how he does all these roles, but it was a good movie. The action scenes was fun, the soundtrack was good, the acting Jason Statham does is amazing. I love The Working Man. This wasn't good enough to crack my top 20 of the year list. I felt like there was some pacing problems in the movie that distracted me from what was happening, but overall, the plot was there. Some of the times they directed away from it, but definitely a fun movie for sure. Number 14 is The Thunderbolts, one of the latest Marvel movies that came out this year, back in June, in the slew of the Fantastic Four and Jurassic World time frame as well. Now, this was also originally on my top 20 movies of the year list, but unfortunately for me, Thunderbolts was a good movie, don't get me wrong. It was very emotional, it got me to my core, I related to Bob and Yelena a lot more than I expected, because I feel them being lonely, not having anybody. I don't have a good relationship with my dad. It kind of hit me in the feels a little bit, so it did make me cry a lot, I'm not gonna lie. But it felt like it wasn't the strongest superhero movie of the year. I felt like Superman and Fantastic Four were better than Thunderbolts, and you notice that there's only one superhero movie in my actual top 20 movies list, because Fantastic Four was on there, but like I said, I've seen a lot of movies since then, so it got knocked out. It's in neither of these lists, unfortunately, so definitely sucks to say that out loud, but it just didn't hit me well enough that I said, because I was the person that was saying, oh, the MCU's back, Thunderbolts was great, this is what we needed something like this, but the vibe for other people wasn't like that. My coworkers didn't vibe with it, like I said, they just weren't on my side. We're saying the MCU's back, so maybe I was wrong, but we'll see. With Spider-Man New Day comes out next year, Avengers Doomsday is coming out next year as well, with Daredevil Born Again also coming out, and so much more. So if it is back, we gotta start the year strong in 2026 with Spider-Man New Day, and then end it strong with Doomsday, which is crazy that on my birthday next year. So when I turn 25, I will have Avengers Doomsday and Dune Messiah to watch. Probably I'll watch both of them in 40X. If I can't, both of them in IMAX. For sure. Double feature some Timothée Chalamet and some Avengers. But regardless of that. Number 13 is Final Destination Bloodlines. I did a Final Destination binge week. I watched all of the films leading up to Bloodlines. And Bloodlines was the strongest of them, in my opinion. It just wasn't enough to make my top 20 list, which definitely sucks. I wanted it to be up there. Maybe if I decide if I want to kick a movie out and switch them to have Bloodlines in my top 20, I will by the end of the year. It just depends. It depends how good some of the movies are at the end of the year. Obviously, I have not watched Wicked for Good yet. I have not watched, obviously, Avatar hasn't come out yet. So there's some movies that I haven't watched yet. Some big movies that I haven't seen, so for right now, it's in my top honorable mentions list. But Bloodlines, I watched it in Dolby, and one I can tell you, man, Dolby is the best platform to watch Bloodlines, and it was loud, it was intense, it made me hate pennies. Every time I saw a penny, I thought bad things was happening, and it felt like a better Final Destination movie. I highly enjoyed Bloodlines. I'm definitely excited for, I think it's the 7th installment. There are rumors about the 7th installment. We haven't got any confirmed official information about Final Destination 7, so definitely excited to see where that goes with the plot. And I'm definitely excited and to have this 13th on my list. I wanted to put it higher, but I think every movie... Oh, I put Thunderbolts twice. Whoopsies. Sorry, guys. I just realized I put Thunderbolts twice on my list. Moving on. I'll figure out what to put at 11 when I get to this. So number 12 was The Amateur. The Amateur follows a FBI informant agent who watches his wife get executed on security camera and is vowed to hunt down the same people who killed his wife. Definitely was a fun movie. I ended up watching it by myself because I didn't see it with my best friend because I wasn't feeling good the day he watched it. So, but I definitely enjoyed it. It was a fun movie. I like Rami Malek in this movie. He did a great job. I love what he did. in this movie. I definitely enjoyed it a lot more than I expected it to. So, definitely was fun. I will definitely be rewatching it in the near future. So, but with that being said, it is number 12 on my list. So let me go grab my phone real fast, guys, and I'll be back in a second. Because I need to figure out what I'm putting number 11, because I put Thunderbolts twice. I don't know why I did, but give me 1 second. Gotta look at my list of movies I've seen this year, because yes, indeed, I do track every movie I've seen of 2025. So sorry for the little delay there. But honestly speaking, I think for number 11 on my list, for my honorable mentions list, I will probably have to put, let's see here, you know what, I have a good one. So my number 11 on my honorable mentions list is the latest installment to the Conjuring franchise, Conjuring: The Last Rites. Sorry guys, I wish I figured that out earlier, but we'll finally rock and roll with it. Conjuring: Last Rites followed Ed and Lorraine Warren on the final case that makes them quit being paranormal investigators and wants them to teach the future generation about the dangers and how to get rid of demonic demons. This movie is a very emotional movie for me at the end, because if anybody knows me, I love the Conjuring franchise. I love the Conjuring movies. Conjuring 1 and 2 are great. Conjuring 3 kind of falls off, but The Last Rites brings it all together, and it's a very emotional movie at the end with the tribute and the montage of the wedding with the daughter, and then bringing the original families back from 1, 2, and 3, bringing James Wan into the picture, who directed all 3 Conjuring movies and was co-producer of the 4th one. And you guys know James Wan is owner of Blumhouse, but he does do the Conjuring universe, at least the Conjuring movies. I love this movie. I watched it twice, and I loved it both times. It had the Conjuring vibe to it. We got a backstory on the young and Lorraine Warren, of how they started with the paranormal investigations, with, you know, Lorraine being pregnant with the daughter at the time, almost losing her. She was still at birth. Definitely an emotional roller coaster movie. The emotions were there, the fear was there. It was gripping. I did cry at the end twice. I watched it, like I said, twice, and I definitely was very emotional. Because I love the Conjuring franchise. I didn't want to see them go, but definitely it was a fun movie. I will definitely be rewatching it again, and I'm definitely excited for the TV show that's coming out, I think, on HBO Max in the near future. Definitely excited to see what that is all about. Number 10 is Eddington. This follows a sheriff and a mayor trying to battle for control of Eddington during COVID-19 of 2020, and one being against mask and one being for mask. It has a stacked cast. The main two are Pedro Pascal and Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix is the sheriff who is for mask, but Pedro Pascal is against the mask policy. This movie definitely brought us back to a time that we didn't want to go back to. Definitely check out my review of Eddington. I will be linking it somewhere. I think it's up here on my YouTube video. When I upload it on YouTube, I will be posting the link up there. So go check out my Eddington review. And most of these movies are on my channel as reviews. So make sure you check out all of my channel, my videos and all my reviews. So definitely was an interesting movie. Definitely confused on the plot, but it was definitely good enough to make my top 10 of my honorable mentions list, but not good enough to make my top 20. Number 9 is The Home. This follows Pete Davidson, who works in a retirement home. It comes to find out that the residents are really, really old, and they use the youth of their janitors to stay young. So he has to battle to escape of them trying to take his youth from him by getting into his eye. I watched this as a Scream Unseen. Basically, what a Scream Unseen is for AMC, you go into a theater, you don't know what movie it is, you know the rating and how long it is, but you don't know the movie until it pops on the screen. I thought it was together, but I was pleasantly surprised about it being in the home, and I was pleasantly surprised. I actually really enjoyed it. Definitely good enough. I wish it was able to make my top 20 of the year, but unfortunately it did not crack that just yet. But I do recommend it if you guys like psychological thriller movies. Pete Davidson is definitely a great actor in this movie. He definitely does a great performance. I loved it. I'm definitely excited to do more treatment scenes where I don't work when they happen. Usually I'm working when they happen because they're at like 7 p.m. But if they have earlier show times, I would love to go back and do another one. Number 8 is Megan 2.0. I was a lover of Megan. I own the movie in my physical collection. I own the unrated version. I love the first one. And then entering this year with Megan 2.0 coming out, I heard a lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people were crapping on it and not liking it. And I was one of those people of, like, what are we talking about? Why don't you like it? It feels like it's a way that it's, I don't know. I really enjoy Megan 2.0. I like the innovation of Megan. I like the brought back of the original characters. I like the plot of fighting another high intelligent, stronger AI robot by putting Megan in a stronger suit. And I definitely enjoyed it a lot better. Because once the credits rolled, I was like, what are people talking about? I actually really enjoyed this movie. So I definitely enjoyed it a lot more than I wanted to. But I definitely did like it. I will be rewatching it again. I will be trying to get it physically. So I definitely want to rewatch it. I do like it. It's on Peacock. So maybe when I have time, I will rewatch it. Give me 2 seconds, guys. But yeah, Megan made my top 10 honorable mentions. Number 7, and this is a crazy one because I almost put it in my top 20. I was really close. It's Chainsaw Man, the movie, the Res arc. As someone who's new in the anime, I've only seen 2 animes. Well, almost 2 full animes. I watched Demon Slayer, and then I watched the Infinity Castle movie, and then I watched part of Chainsaw Man, and then I watched the movie. I love Chainsaw Man. I love the animation style. I love the plot of, you know, he has a dog who's a chainsaw, and he's dying, and he has to absorb Bushido to become Chainsaw Man. And it is brutal, it is intense, and the movie was amazing. My friend had a lot of problems with it when we walked out of the theater, but I walked out, I was like, this is amazing. I love the animation style, I love the pacing, I love the fight scenes, I love everything about it. I loved all of it. I cannot wait to finish Chainsaw Man. I'm like on episode 8, I think, of 10 or 12. I'm like halfway through episode 8, so I'm very, very close. I tried to binge it all in one day before I watched the movie. I unfortunately couldn't do that, but I do plan on finishing it at some point. I'll probably finish it the next day off I have. Number 6 is Your Host. One of my latest reviews on my channel outside that I posted a few weeks ago follows basically what I said in the review was if Saw was a game show. It follows a former game show host that kidnaps contestants. Well, that kidnaps, but they had a game show. One of the employees accused him of SA, and his life gets ruined. He loses his wife, his kids, his show, and everything. He ends up finding her again and kidnapping her and her 3 friends and torturing them and leaving only one to stand in a torturous game of spin the wheel and Saw-like traps to force them to kill each other to survive. And this was a crazy movie. I didn't watch it in theaters. It actually was on my Fire Stick, and I was like, this looks interesting. It's like Saw in a game show. That's what a lot of people said it was. It was Saw in a game show, and I definitely agree. And I do plan on rewatching this. Hopefully, I can get my friend to watch it. I'd like to try to introduce him to more movies because he's not he watches movies, but not as much as I do because he has a busy work schedule more than I do, so I can go to the cinema and watch movies. But number 5 is Witchboard. Witchboard follows a witch that has a possessed board that gets found by a normal everyday couple who takes it to an antique store and says, "Oh my god, this is a witch's board. This is an antique. This is super old. You need to keep this safe." She comes to find out that someone is hunting for that board to use it for evil. I watched it. It was good, but it felt like some of the second act and the third act kind of slowed down for me, and my interest was disinjected. I was disinterested more than halfway through the movie, which is not good for me. When I get disinterested, I kind of just don't pay attention as much, and sometimes if it's really bad, it's really slow, I get on my phone. I watched a movie earlier this year that was so bad that I was on my phone because of how slow it was. I was disinterested. That's how bad it was. I was texting one of my friends, and I told her, I was like, yeah, this movie is so boring. I'm done with it. Number 4 is Bad Guys 2. Follows the bad guys in the first movie who go to a mansion to steal from them, to find out that they have to steal a piece from a rocket with a team of cats. Bad Guys 2 was a fun animated movie. I loved the first one. I wanted to watch the second one in theaters, so I did before work, and my goodness, I had a great time in this movie. Unfortunately, it's not on my top 20 list, but I felt like it was good enough to be high on my top 20 honorable mentions list, because I felt like this was a great movie, great kids movie, and a family-friendly movie that as a 23-year-old grown adult, I had a fun time with. Number 3 is James Gunn's Superman, his introduction into the DC Universe, his own DC Universe to get rid of the Zack Snyder awful DCEU that failed miserably due to the fact of the Justice League movie not being good, the 4-hour movie he made. But regardless of anything, Superman was in my top 20s originally, but I felt like it was one of the weaker Superman movies. I thought Fantastic Four was better than Superman, but definitely David Cornsett was amazing. The cinematography, the soundtrack, everything was great for me. I loved all of it. I definitely enjoyed it a lot, and I do plan on rewatching it eventually. Maybe not this year. Maybe I'm bored next year and I'm off of work one day. I'm like, let's watch Superman again. I will definitely be rewatching it again. Number 2 is from the world of John Wick. We have Ballerina. Follows a Russian ballerina who's trying to train to become John Wick, who ends up having to fight John Wick to prove her solidity or superiority to her Russian leader. Now, John Wick, we know from Parabellum, he did interact with the ballerina, and the ballerina is originally Andy Armas. So, I wasn't the biggest fan of John Wick 3, Parabellum. It was my weakest of the 4, but I did highly enjoy Ballerina. I watched it in Dolby. It was a fun experience in the theater. I definitely really enjoyed watching it. I do plan on rewatching it again. And I do plan on trying to figure out if there's a way to watch it in the watch order with John Wick movies. Maybe you watch 1, 2, maybe Ballerina, then 3, and then 4. Or it's, watch Parabellum and then Ballerina and then 4. I'm not too sure. So, definitely enjoyed it a lot. So, definitely excited for the Ballerina movie. I highly enjoyed it in theaters. Definitely was a great movie. My number 1 on my top 20 honorable mentions list is A24's Materialist, starring Dakota Johnson, Chris Evans, and Pedro Pascal. Follows a hopeless romantic, Dakota Johnson, who is a matchmaker as a career, that finds herself in a love triangle with her former love interest, Chris Evans, and her new love interest of Pedro Pascal, just to find out that Chris Evans was her original love interest. It's definitely a a movie about how not everybody is made for you, no matter the list of requirements you have for somebody. You can have a list of requirements and still hate the person you're with. And as a dating coach and a dating matchmaker, it's kind of hard to match people based on their interests, based on a list on a piece of paper, because you have to know the person to know if they'll actually be good for somebody. So actually, I'm going to make this 2 parts. I said at the beginning I would make it 1 part, but I'm going to make it 2 parts. So part 2 will be my official top 20 movies list of the year. But I hope you guys did enjoy my honorable mention list. Comment down below, what would you think of the list? You guys will change the list, put different movies in here. Let me know. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure you guys hit the bell notification button so you guys are notified when I upload videos. Make sure you guys love what you love, watch what you love, and continue to watch movies in theaters so that you guys, theaters won't be a thing anymore. And I'll see you guys when I break down my top 20 movies of 2025 to November of 2025. Bye everyone.